Hello, 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 hello,
I'm glad I went to Hey, 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 hi. What's up, everybody? It's Fatjack, it's Comicrypt, Brendan, Al. We're on the experience. We're hanging out. Where'd the Chuck thing come from? That was a JD thing from last week.
Chuck.
Oh, oh, yeah. How did I not put that together?
Was he referencing the Zachary Levi show?
Yeah. Well, considering Banana has left us in the hasn't been around as much lately, so the tripod.
He doesn't know we weren't ever supposed to mention it.
Oh, that is right. Yeah.
JD's new to the. What's up, JD? If you're watching.
Hey, Kyle. So what's up, everybody? We're hanging out. It's low key. We're just selling some comic books.
We're just fatjacking it.
We're just fatjacking it. We're trudging along the big old Greg hole, deep in the folds. You know, it's the comic collage.
Stop.
Went too far. All right. Let's. It's early in the show. We can pull back.
We don't need colonoscopy.
We haven't had a point of no return yet. Well, you and I, we're still at least a decade away, right?
Decade.
You don't want to think about it?
I'd rather not.
Be careful how many seeds you eat. That's what I've heard.
I think 40 is the new line, isn't it?
Really? They're saying colonoscopies at 40?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like 40, 45. It used to be 50. It's 40, 45.
Well, let's say this. From all the people I know who have gotten colon cancer, they always say if I had just gotten a colonoscopy about 5 years earlier, I'd be fine. It seems to be one of those cancers that the earlier you catch it, like the no big deal it is.
Fiber, gentlemen. Eat your fiber.
Fiber, man.
Get it clean, man. Get that red meat sits in there for fucking 5 years.
Forever. And again, I get it. It's an urban legend. It wasn't 70 pounds. But when people joke about when John Wayne and Elvis Presley died and all of the impacted fecal matter in their intestines, that was no joke. You see those guys' guts? Do you see that gut health that those fellas had at the end?
Gentlemen.
You know, again, I've been made fun of at times with my kale shakes, but man, kale, cucumbers, all that fiber flushes you out. And hey, you're looking to lose a couple pounds? Fiber. All right, we're here to sell comics, not give health advice. We're not Dr. Oz.
There you go. Number one cancer men get colon cancer.
Really? Not prostate?
No.
Probably because men don't get colonoscopies.
I'm pretty sure colon cancer is like top 3 now. As far like not even just for men, but across the board because nobody eats any fucking fiber.
Well, all the processed foods
in this country anyway.
Yeah, processed foods. And again, I eat a lot of processed foods. But if you're going to eat a lot of processed foods, also get yourself a lot of green leafy vegetables, lots of fiber.
You feel better when you poop, man.
That's man.
What it is. I feel better. I poop every day.
Yeah, you feel lighter. I mean, hey, if my dog and cats are any indication, every time they have a nice poop, man, they get a bounce in their step.
That's it, man.
They're like running around. They're happy.
You don't want to carry that shit around with you.
Literally. That wasn't a curse word.
I think we're not on Facebook.
Good thing. Yeah, we'd be thrown off. All right, so we're not going to give unsolicited medical advice because we're two idiots who work at a comic book store. So let's talk about something we know about, which is selling comic books. All right, so real quick, let's do a little bit of business real fast, and then we'll talk about what we got going on. So first thing, we're a claim sales show. So any books that we have up here that we are attempting to sell and you want to purchase, we're going to need you to claim them. And we're going to need you to claim them in the chat. Now, we are on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitch. We're back. I don't know, my screen went black. It doesn't matter. All right, I'm just going to move on. So we're on a couple different platforms, and each of those platforms has its own chat. Some of them are a little bit faster than others, not by much, but still, it sometimes becomes an issue. So what we've decided, YouTube is the fastest.
I believe YouTube is the fastest, but everything does get filtered and timestamped through the experience so that it's pretty accurate as far as on this end. So any disputes we can just kind of
go back to and check the timestamp.
Defer to Kyle, and he can kind of.
But also, that is also why we're going to need, just in case that doesn't happen too often, but the few times it does, that's why we need you to also, when you claim a book, please be as specific as possible. Some of the books that we have up here are one title, so we're going to need to know an issue number or maybe like what's on the cover, something that will allow us, if we have to go back, that there's no ambiguity about what book you were talking about, right? Okay. Now, when you claim a book, we are going to need to either have you pick that book up or ship it to you. If you are here in the Philadelphia area and you have access to our Center City shop, you can stop in right here where we do this show, and you can pick the book up. It'll be under your name. It'll be behind the register. All that good fun.
Lots of other stuff, too, while you're here.
Yeah, why not? Why not? If you are closer to our New Jersey shop over in Oak Lynn, right across the bridge, we will ship those books over for you to pick them up there, okay? If you have no access to our 2 locations and you need us to ship you the books, we are going to need to get your contact and shipping information. If you've shopped with us before, we probably have that information. Al is really good at sending out invoices early in the week, all that good fun. But if this is the first time you were shopping with us and we're going to need to ship books to you, we're going to need to get that contact and shipping info. And the best way to get that information is for you to email us at fjccshow@gmail.com. I believe, is that information down in that Chiron? I obviously can't see. Okay. All right. So there you go. Let's think. What else? In terms of shipping, the first item that needs to get shipped is an automatic base $7. Any item after that, obviously shipping will increase a little bit, but Al especially, we do our best to keep those shipping costs as low as possible, combine everything, all that kind of stuff. But of course, we'll work that out with you individually through email and stuff of that nature. And again, as we like to joke on the local show, we're not here to profit from shipping costs, okay? So we're going to try to, make this as cost effective as possible. We want you to buy these books, and we want these books to get to you.
It's all pretty, as far as the invoices, it's all pretty transparent what the shipping cost will be. So if you have an issue with it when you see it, just let me know, and we'll figure out what the issue is. But, I mean, we pretty much, it's at cost. Like, I should start charging a little extra to walk over there, but I don't, so.
Yeah, because, again, we're good people.
We overprice the books as it is. We can't gouge you on shipping, too.
Do you mean all those Instagram direct messages I get where they're like, you undersold that book?
The people that just walk in here like, you price your books too low.
Yeah, then buy them. Buy
them and sell them for more money.
Buy them and sell them for more money. Who knows? Maybe. No, I don't want to make that joke.
Somebody told that to Mike. He said,
You said those 2 idiots that you hired?
No, he said, you could sell this book for $200. Why don't you buy it for $100? He said, you couldn't sell it for $100. How am I going to sell it for $200?
Be careful what unsolicited advice you give to some people, because they might already have the experience you're assuming they don't have. just saying. It'll make all of us not look as big of a non-curse. Not as jerky as you could look.
And before we do anything else, hello to Zane.
Zayden! What's up, buddy? How you doing? Did the Eagles win? It seemed like they won. It was only the Jets, but still. All right, real quick. So we did the shipping. We did how the whole claim sale thing works. All right, so like we did on the local show, we'll show this off. We are very fortunate to have a second Aftershock Ambassador exclusive variant of the brand new Maniac of New York, The Bronx is Burning. This is the second Maniac of New York series. The first issue just came out this week. We do have a copy, but it is behind our camera setup, so I can't grab it. But this is the Dan Panosian variant. It's awesome looking. We were lucky enough to give one away on our local show just previous to this. And so this is the way it works, is if you claim a book tonight on the experience, Al was fortunate enough. So this is the first issue of the second series that is just came out this week. So for anyone who's curious, this is the variant. And this here is the main cover. This was a very fun, I haven't read this issue yet, but from our producer Kyle's recommendation many months ago, I did pick up the Maniac of New York series, and I enjoyed it a lot. It was a lot of fun. So the way this works, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is claim one book or one item tonight. It doesn't matter the price, anything like that. You claim at least one item. Your name will go into a brown paper bag, and there you go. We are very analog.
That's as bare bones as you get. Yeah. I'm even going to use the same names if you guys buy the same thing.
So your name is going to go into the brown paper bag, and at the end of the show, we will pick a name out of the bag, and you will win this beautiful Maniac of New York Aftershock Ambassador exclusive variant. All right, and here's another fun thing we're going to do. So technically speaking, this is what I am referring to as the first of our holiday season trilogy episodes. So we have 3 shows, this being the first, leading up to Christmas of this year. Now, admittedly, I'm not somebody, this is the holiday season. Christmas is just the end point, not an indicative of one holiday is better than the other.
What's the better holiday, everybody?
Yeah, there you go. There's a flame war.
What's the better religion after that?
So we are heading towards the darkest night of the soul. And what we all need to do is remember that we are loved, we are not alone, and that we get through life together. And to celebrate that, we have our holiday season trilogy. And so we're going to do something that we normally only do on the local show. And that is on the next 3 experiences shows leading up to the end of December, the Christmas, the pagan holiday. We are going to give away a store show variant. For anyone who's only watched this in the experience, it is a bullshit comic book that really doesn't have much value. But people love their variants, and so Al and I we give it away to someone, no rhyme or reason really, and we sign it live here, and it's fun, and we joke that it has a lot of uniqueness, and they're rare because no one else has a copy of Dino Riders #1 signed by Al and I.
There's only like 50 copies.
Yeah.
There's only been about 50 so far.
You're right. Man, we're really starting to get up there now. Again, it is also the only tradition we have actually maintained throughout this entire existence of our show.
No, we have tech issues every time.
Oh, yeah, the tech issues.
There's always a tech problem.
But anyway, so we are going to give away with a raffle an actual book that some people really want. And at the very end, we're going to give away a store show variant. But this is holiday themed, and it also stars a favorite character of Al and I. If you didn't watch our local show, I'm not going to tell you who it is. But if anyone in the chat who watched the local show, you want to ruin it, go right ahead, because I imagine most people will be like, who?
That's a great cover, too.
Isn't it cool? Yeah. And again, if you follow us on our Instagram page, at the FJC Paradox, you will start to see images from these store show variants, because they're the equivalent of what I'm calling Fatjack's social media promotion of the holiday season. That's all you're getting, you know. All right, so with that said, I think we're done with the business, right?
We're done with the business.
Okay. Oh, real quick, one thing that's sort of business-like, if Al and I are talking or kind of getting lost on digressions or what have you, at any point, you can ask any questions or claim any book that is available, and then we will prioritize whatever is going on in the chat. So if you are getting bored at our banter, or you only have a certain amount of time to watch this show and you want to see what's up here, Please be as active in the chat as possible because that really does influence our behavior.
I mean, yeah, we're doing this for you guys. So yeah, if you can't edit it in the chat, give us a call. If there's something up there that you really want to take a look at. But yeah, otherwise we'll just kind of flow with it.
Cool. So really quickly, for anyone who didn't have the opportunity to check out our local show, a couple books that we got to but didn't say. Yes.
Before you do anything,
yeah.
The Rise have been inquired about.
Oh.
So if you want to start talking about
No. That was with the idea that maybe no one was asking. Okay. So let us mention something really fast. Okay. So when we had Harbinger #1 up here on the show a while back, we talked about this a little bit. There was a brief period of time in the very early 90s where an upstart comic book company that wasn't Image was actually out-imaging Image. And they were competing with Marvel and DC, and they were putting out really good books, okay? Now, by 1992, 1993, they bought in a little bit too much to their own hype, and they kind of went down the speculation rabbit hole a little bit too much, and maybe sort of overreached. And I am obviously talking about Valiant Comics, okay? When Valiant Comics started in, I believe, 1990, they primarily had a bunch of old characters from Gold Key. Yeah, okay, I'm mixing them all together. Magnus Robot Fighter, Solar Man of the Atom. Later, they would introduce Turok, the Son of Stone. One character that was kind of a new character was Exo Manowar, but that wasn't the very first new Valiant character. The very first new Valiant character was Rye. Now, at one point, Rye #0 and Rye #1 were very expensive. There was a period of time where Rye #0 would have cost you maybe $100 to purchase. Now, the prices have kind of come down once Valiant kind of imploded, I should say. But over the years, time has been a little bit kinder to the good Valiant books before they really overdid themselves. I'm looking at you, Armorines. And with that said, Rye was a fascinating character, a sort of samurai in the future, has this whole nanobite thing and everything that's also connected to probably the biggest breakout character that Valiant had for a brief period of time, and that was Bloodshot. I mean, let's be honest, what is the only Valiant character to get a movie? Bloodshot. What is the only Valiant character to be played by the great thespian Ving Rhames? Bloodshot. What is the only Valiant character to come out the weekend before our entire country goes into lockdown because of a global pandemic? Bloodshot. But the one issue here, Rye #0, okay? Now, this is a very fine minus copy at $20. This is the first appearance and origin of Rye and the first appearance of Bloodshot. So there you go, Rye #0. This is a very fine minus copy at $20. And then we have a fine plus copy at $16. And then, to complete our little Rye set, we had Rye #1. Now, this is a very fine copy at $12. So, here's the thing. These books, especially characters that are not Magnus, characters that are not Solar, meaning new characters to the Valiant universe. And the two big ones are Bloodshot and Rye. And right now, if you're paying attention to what's going on behind the scenes and all these streaming companies and media companies all trying to outdo each other, two characters that people are still trying to make work outside of comic books is Rye and Bloodshot, which is why out of the two titles of Valiant that are really beginning to not only go up in value, but to start to maintain some of their value, it's these two here. All right, so let's just quickly then. So we did our Rye #0. That was our higher grade copy. But we have a high mid-grade at $16, Rye number 0. And we have a nice, very fine copy of Rye number 1 at $12. Now you get Bloodshot, the biggest probably breakout character of the early mid-90s Valiant. But also, we're going to get to it, but there is a third character, all right, that would be introduced during the Bloodshot run, who was a big breakout character for them at the time, who is recently, the new Valiant over the past few years has definitely pushed this character a bunch as well. And there are a lot of rumors. Again, I say this with a lot of I don't do this as much as I should, but I'm never trying to make absolute statements when speculating about rumors, all that kind of stuff. But there is a third character that we will get to in a moment, who people believe, if Valiant is going to break out outside of comic books, Bloodshot and Rye are not the only two characters, or not the only characters that Valiant might push. There's a third one. We'll get to it in 1 second. But before that, let us talk about the Bloodshot that we have right here. First up is Bloodshot number 0, also a product of the 90s, so it is a full chromium wraparound cover. Again, a chromium foil wraparound cover by Joe Quesada, great artist. This is Bloodshot Eternal Warrior. This issue, issue 0, is the full telling of the origin of Bloodshot. Now, for anyone who's not familiar, this whole, the red sort of rising sun that exists on Rye's chest and also exists on Bloodshot's chest, those are the nanites that pretty much give these characters their powers and stuff like that. All right, and then we get with another chromium 90s gimmicky cover, but it's illustrated by Barry Windsor Smith, which is badass in my opinion. This is Bloodshot number 1. This is a high-grade copy at $10. And then we get Bloodshot versus one of the other few new creations by Valiant, Exo Man of War. This is Bloodshot number 2, high-grade, $4. Bloodshot number 3, high grade, $4. This also crosses over with a series that Valiant was launching at the time, Hardcore, and Core was with an acronym. Which what's funny about Hardcore, like pre-Matrix, and I'm not saying Hardcore was the first one to do it, but I kind of liked the book for this particular reason. It was sort of like a paramilitary group. But the whole shtick was that they could download specific powers, and I think there was like a 6 or 8 power set, but you could only have one power at a time. And so like the team would be like, okay, you be the strong guy, I'll be the invulnerable guy.
Is that what I don't think I ever realized.
Yeah, that was the shtick, and it was kind of neat because they would have to sort of like kind of pair up based on the mission. Yeah. But yet, like, there'd be times where one guy would get taken out.
It's like a video game.
Yeah, it kind of had that vibe to it, yeah. But it was fun. But anyway, this is Bloodshot number 3, high grade at $4. Bloodshot number 5 with an Eternal Warrior. Now, this is the issue that also starts to reconnect Bloodshot with Rye. You even get a Rye and the Future Force cameo appearance in this issue. It's the high grade copy at $4. And then we get to these 2 issues. Now, these are the 2 issues that I was implying. This is Bloodshot number 6 and Bloodshot number 7. And there's a character right there, because this is his first cover appearance, that you might recognize. So this, Bloodshot number 6, high-grade copy at $10. This is the first appearance of Ninjak. That is the character that some people are convinced Valiant, is trying to, as an IP, get off the ground. But this is the first appearance of Ninjak out of costume. And then you get issue 7, which is the first appearance of Ninjak in costume. Also, it is the first cover appearance, blah, blah, blah. Now, this is also, so both of these are high grade at $10 each. And then to finish that off, we have these 2 issues of Bloodshot, issue number 8, high grade, $4, and issue number 9, high grade, $4. All right. So there is our little step into some Valiant. And for anyone who's curious, we do have Al recently priced up a bunch of Valiant books. I think it was some more Rye in the Future Force, some hardcore. What was the other one? I took some Harbingers.
Eternal Warrior. I know
The Eternal Warrior. That was the other one. I think there's a few titles. All right, so there they are. Okay. All right, it's hot. Sorry, 1 second. I gotta take my sweater off.
We got the gas turned on, so it's a little warm in here.
I'm getting warm. All right. Okay. All right. Boom. I'm back. All right. So we did our Bloodshots. Anything going on in the chat I should know about?
Nah, Gary Lime. I'm not saying that.
Uh-oh. Is he dropping some
He's dropping some knowledge.
Okay.
Some weird knowledge.
Okay. Well, how about this? Let's really quickly, for anyone who didn't watch our local show, we do have a few Venom mini-series up there. If you have any questions about what they are, I will definitely let you know. Some of them have some value. A couple of them are a little key. We got some Wolverine, and we got some Wolverine and Jubilee, and we have some Cosmic Carnage. Yes.
To Mr. White, did you want all of the Bloodshot issues, or did you want only certain ones? And to Mr. Delvo, you got your Rye and your issue 6.
Okay.
So, Mr. White, let me know what you need. And to Kyle, are we taking a break anytime soon, or should we just keep going?
Is it break time?
It's getting close, yeah.
All right.
Unless this computer, I don't even know, the clock on this computer's all jacked up.
I don't know what time. What my phone said.
Yes,
Yeah, it's 6:30. Yeah, Kyle, let's just take a break and then we'll come back.
We'll just do that.
Yeah.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit comicshoplocator.com to find a store near you.
Hey, Joe Pruitt. I'm the publisher and /CEO of Aftershock Comics, and you're watching The Experience.
She already spent $70.
What's up, everybody? What's happening? We're back. Fatjack's Comicrypt. Running it now. All right. So we talked a little about some of our Valiants there. Like I said, there's some Venoms and some Wolverines if anyone's interested.
You want me to get his T-shirt all wet? Is that what you're saying? Anyway, stay there. Like this.
or do I just stand like this and you just pour it down?
Mr. White, so everything. So we had 2 copies of issue 6. So there's another copy of issue 6 if you still want it.
Yeah, in fact, the only ones that we have multiple copies, 2 copies of each, were the Ninjaks, 6 and 7.
It was a full run to 9 though, right? It was 0 through 9.
No, but we're missing 4.
Okay,
we're missing issue 4.
So it's 0 to 9 without issue 4, but there's another issue 6 if you want it. And you know what? Yeah, just give it to me because he wanted it. And that's what we have. Unless 0 not being there is
1, 2, 3, 5, and then you wanted 6, 7, 8, and 9. Yeah, so the only one we were missing was issue 4, and I have no idea why.
Mr. White, you know how this works. If it's a problem, let me know. Can I get ride number 1 as well?
Oh, absolutely. Real quick, I just want to. Man, dude, Valiant.
Yeah,
They were awesome.
They did do a nice
Pre-Unity Valiant. Yeah, that's David Lapham.
Yeah.
And inked by Bob Layton.
No, it was a lot of Bob Layton, a lot of Mike Leake too.
A lot of Mike.
Mike had a bunch
Yeah.
of Mike Leake stuff.
Mike's not watching. Mike Leake is a customer here at Fatjack and has become a good friend. And he's a great dude. And I wish he got more comic work. Because my experience with Mike was the early Exo-Man of War issues that he was drawing and stuff like that.
Mike had it was a Kamiko book.
Okay.
He sold them all on one of his shows, and it was all Mike Leake stuff.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's just nice when you see it.
No, it's great when like certain customers who are professionals in the industry, when we actually whenever we sell an Eric Battle book,
it's just,
it's I don't know, it's cool.
There's
fun.
a good amount of local artists that shop in our store, so it's cool when we see.
And it's more like our generation because again, like I know like Matt Wagner and Bill Willingham and Mike Avon Oming and guys like that were all like customers or worked here at Fat Jack's back in. But that was before our time, so I just don't have a relationship with them. Joe Matt with the infamous Mike. What did he do? He tore up the Dark Knight Returns hardcover?
They ripped the cover off.
Yeah. And he made a joke about a certain employee maybe objectifying women a little bit too much. And this employee got very upset.
I think it's in That Poor Bastard. Or this poor
I think you're right, yeah. And this employee got
shout out to Joe Matt if he's watching.
Oh, yeah.
I'll never shake your hand.
Yeah, you do a lot of masturbation comic strips, just saying.
That was Anyway.
Wait, who's the cartoonist who does the Paying For It book, where it's all about his experiences paying for sex?
Chester Brown?
Is that?
No.
We don't want to speculate too much because we don't want to talk out of turn.
That might be Joe Matt.
It might be Joe Matt, yeah, maybe.
No, it is. It's
A lot of maybe. Swoosh, swoosh.
He's got a whole book where the whole story is about him making the perfect porno tape.
Oh, that's
from clips of
right.
other porno tapes.
Yeah, Joe.
Wow, he's a wild man. I gotta say.
He's a wild man. Real quick, in case anyone's curious about some interesting, weird speculation books and you wonder why they have any value, I recently discovered another copy of this because I'm pretty sure we sold every one we had when this popped up on a show a few months ago. This is the Hulk Raging Thunder one-shot. This is Hulk versus Thundra. But more importantly, the reason why at a high grade it's valued at $15. And just so we're clear, I marked this at $15, but high grades actually go for around like $20, $25. It is the first appearance of Lyra. And who is Lyra? She is the daughter of Thundra and the Hulk. So there you go.
Mr. Lime, they did collect a lot of Valiant stuff. It's all out of print.
All out of print.
Yeah, like I don't even know if they do trades for their new stuff, honestly. If they do, we don't get them. They were doing like nice hardcovers for a while, but honestly, like
maybe we just don't sell enough Valiant for Eric to purchase the trades.
That's fine. I
think that's more likely.
I don't even know, what do they publish? Exo-Man War.
Well, Exo-Man War still comes out. Shadow Man.
That's right, yeah.
Ninjak for a while, but I don't know if they're still doing that.
They have a good habit of restarting the series.
And you know what sucks? And this is weird. It's almost like Valiant's curse. Because you know what's funny? When Valiant came back, which was like, what, a decade ago?
Yeah.
that first like 2 years of books,
Oh, you loved it.
they were awesome.
Yeah, no,
like the Harbinger series that Josh Dysart did was brilliant.
Matt Kint did a lot of Rye stuff.
Yeah, Matt Kint did a lot of the Rye stuff. Jeff Lemire and Matt Kint did a lot of the Exo Man of War.
Yeah, Jeff Lemire did a Bloodshot run at some point.
Yeah, I think like Justin Jordan when he was a little like Rob Vendetti, I think, kind of broke. Yeah, he was doing some Exo.
They had that. It was like it took place in ancient Rome. I can't think of what
4,000 BC
like
or something.
Yeah.
But then something, again, I'm not trying to disparage the people who are still doing good Valiant books or what have you, but I don't know, like,
I don't know.
It just didn't really work as well. But like the early Bloodshot, when they combined with the Harbinger Wars, like that's some really cool stuff going on for a bit there.
What was that? It was like Takeda, the death of San Takeda. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Anyway.
Just saying, I mean, like,
stuff,
Valiant as like IPs and concepts, I mean, there's some very interesting stuff there. Plus, I just like the idea. In fact, it reminds me of a film I almost did. Well, it was a screenplay, but it was like sort of like I took a Quadrophenia and mixed it with Akira, and I called it A Good Day. all right. So let's try to sell some comic books instead of talking about our own stupid lives. All right, so this is a weird book. A gentleman who I don't know is watching anymore. He popped in for a period of time, and he drew our attention.
You guys probably saw the chat in the chat like 2-3 weeks in a row. A guy asked about the Hot Valley Cocaine Nights.
Yes, so it's Hot Valley Days and Cocaine Nights. This gentleman, if you're out there, we're not disparaging you. We put this on sale last week for a little over cover price because we're idiots and don't pay attention. But you weren't there because I found this while rooting through the Greg hole, and I was like, oh, this is that book that guy kept asking for, and Al was like asking about. And so we went on last week to see if he would pop back on.
I don't think we actually put it up though. I think we had it, but we didn't show
Oh yeah, it was like on the side just in case the guy came back.
And I was gonna be like,
right.
We have it for nothing.
Well, because there are moments during these shows where people are like, do you have this? And we're like, we don't, or we don't have any more copies right now, but we will take a note, and if we find it, we'll look for you. We're not blowing smoke up your ass. We really do mean that, okay? Well, this was one of those times where we were like, oh, shoot, we found this. Okay, cool. Well, we didn't sell it last week, and we didn't think anything of it until Al and Mike were doing a show this past week. And right before, this was a 3-issue limited series, sort of a
Red and Gray on the show right before us.
Right.
Anybody's watching.
This is a crime book, okay? Well, they turned around and what? The 3-issue series they sold for $150.
It was a 3-issue. It was a 3-issue little smart format. Was it Antarctic Press?
Antarctic Press.
They had all three of them. It was $150.
$150, and it sold without even any no one even blinked an eye.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
So, in all fairness, even though, and we're not trying to be jackasses about this, we have to we do run a business.
We just didn't know.
So we have to be.
And the book has. I mean, we looked it up.
We looked it up.
And these guys, like the guys on the show, they do a legit show. It's it's like we do.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to shit on it, but we looked it up, and the book goes for like $40, $50. Like look it up on eBay right now. They're selling for like $30, $40.
Yeah. So this is the first issue. It's the only copy we have. We don't have 2 or 3.
I want to thank whoever dropped it in the wrong spot.
Yeah. Somebody just threw it in the wrong. I think it was in like the L's.
Yeah. No.
I was like, what the hell is this doing here? I think it was in like Legion of Superheroes.
It was probably somebody like new and was gonna come back.
But why not pay? Like it was priced at $4.50.
That's what they do, man.
Or put it on hold. I don't understand this whole like hiding books.
Well, some people aren't allowed to put books on hold.
Oh, good point. Yeah, some people really.
Some people burned all the bridges with us, so they either buy their shit or they don't put anything on.
Well, with that said, this is a beautiful high-grade copy of Hot Valley Days and Cocaine Nights, Part 1 of 3, and we have it here for what seems now like an affordable $25.
Supposedly, it's a true story of some teenager that like she made all this money selling coke in LA.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't research it, so I can't. Don't hold me to that. But that was what they were saying. It was like based on a real thing. So.
And there's no way in hell that there's a lot of copies of this.
Oh no,
like
absolutely.
there's just not. No offense to Antarctic Press. Not
we probably ordered 2, and that's the one that didn't sell.
It's the one that didn't sell.
No, that's for sure.
So anyway, if anyone is in the know and you're curious, or whatever reason, we have a copy of Hot Valley Days and Cocaine Nights, high grade at $25. Yes, and it's a young woman, at least not selling her body. At least she's. And let's talk about 2 other books that have a little bit of speculation, and there's speculation without being optioned yet for a TV show or a movie or anything like that, and yet they still carry value. All right, one of them I've never read, but I do like this artist by Chip Zdarsky. This is Stillwater #1. Now, I haven't had a full time to read this entire series, but the basic concept is pretty much nobody dies. It's like a town where
like no one died.
Nobody dies, so it's very heavy, because can you imagine if all of your family members, yes, the ones you love that you would like to stay alive forever, it's not just them, it's also your pervy uncle, or that cousin that you don't really like hanging out with, or that neighbor that you really wish would move. Well, imagine those people never go anywhere, and everybody remembers everything. Well, either way, this is the first issue of this series, Stillwater, by Chip Zdarsky and Ramon Perez. This is a high-grade copy at $8. And then...
Was that finite, or is that still going, Stillwater?
I think it was finite. I don't think it's still going.
Yeah.
Anyone in the chat?
Is everybody reading? Hey, Howard, are you still reading it? Is it still going? I'm just curious. We can move on. Sorry.
No, please. I mean, let me know if we get answered. Okay, I'm not going to get into it too much. I love Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. When I talk about a working duo of a writer and artist, everything they do, I love. And it's not a bias or anything. They just make some of the best comic books, specifically like crime fiction or crime noir books with some other genre element introduced. Like Fatale was sort of like if you took a femme fatale, mixed it with a little Lovecraftian kind of mythos, boom. Fade Out, pretty much a noir in post-war Hollywood. Incognito. Is it Incognito? Yeah. Which is noir mixed with superheroes.
Was their first was Criminal their first pairing, or was
No. They didn't work on Gotham Central together.
Who was that? Michael Lark.
That was Michael Lark, yes. The first pairing, because Point Blank, I'm pretty sure it was Colin Wilson. It was Ed Brubaker and Colin Wilson. In terms of a series, because I'm acknowledging the possibility that there might have been like a backup story, an anthology one-shot or something, but the first series that I remember Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips working together on was Sleeper, which is pretty much an undercover noir with like the Wildstorm villains. You don't even have to have read any of like the Wildstorm superhero books. Sleeper is a great book. And again, that is another book that is criminally not in print. There were 2 seasons, 24 issues, 12 issues each season. Brilliant.
I think they did do a complete at some point. There was volumes of it, and they did a complete, but it's all out.
It's all out print, because I think we have, we did. It's gone now. Okay. Yeah. Like we have a couple of like the individuals. Anyway, they had produced a series called Kill or Be Killed. All right, so there we go. This is issue #1. Now, it hasn't been optioned for anything quite yet or what have you, but this first issue keeps going up in value little by little. Now, this is a very fine plus copy, primarily because there's a teeny bit of spine stress. That seems to be a lot of the books we grade now. Like, I'm so much more aware of spine stress in a way that I never was before, but I think it's important. But this is a book that can, a higher grade copy, like our copy, we consider to be a very fine plus, and we have it here at $15 but it's a book that's in that like $20, $25 range right now. And that's without any option for a TV show or a movie. But if you've never read this, whether you want to get this issue as speculation, that's pretty cool. But either way, look for the trades. There's 4 books that completes the entire series. The series was about 20, I think it was 20 issues long altogether. I think each trade is 5 issues each. And pretty much the basic conceit is this guy, there's a demon who keeps telling him to kill certain people, and these people definitely deserve to die. One of them is a pedophile who raped his best friend when they were children. But the idea is it really a demon, or is he going crazy? But it's a noir, it's a psychological thriller, all that kind of stuff. And if you've ever read Brubaker and Phillips, have faith, have trust. They are brilliant at what they do.
It's a good winter read.
Yeah.
For like a long weekend.
Oh yeah, man. Such a great series. But anyway, but that is the first issue. Who knows if it gets optioned for like a TV show or something like that? That first issue is going to really jump up in value.
You all know Zanin. Zanin approves. Zanin gives it his favorite book of the last 10 years. One of his favorite books of the last 10 years.
Dude, Zanin and I, we have totally geeked out about that book. It's heavy, man. Just real quick, it's heavy. It's not very fun.
It's right from issue 1. It's super dark.
Dude, like the whole thing where like he gets the reveal of the brother of his childhood friend that he never realized was sexually abusing his friend, and then it's, oh my god, it's just like...
I mean, he tries to kill himself in the first issue.
Oh, yeah.
Not even spoiling anything, like halfway through he jumps off a building.
Oh my god, yeah, that's sort of like what's... But he's got the best female friend who's also in love with.
Yeah, it's a kick in the ass.
And there's a really, let's say the ending is a bit nihilistic.
It's excellent. So safe, Zanin.
All right, Zanin. Well, speaking of creepy, and even though it's the holiday season, and this would have fit better during our October shows, but Al and I, we have there's a favorite artist. We have a lot of favorite artists. They come up a bunch, and there's one that we don't get to talk about enough just because his work doesn't always pop up in like a key Bronze Age Marvel where it's the first appearance of, Jonathan, the living vibrator, who's going to show up in the new Guardians of the Galaxy 5 movie or something. But this is an artist that we just love unabashedly. Now, I would love to have, this is an 8-issue miniseries. We only have issue 4, 5, and 6. But here's the good thing. Each issue has 2 to 3 self-contained short stories, and then the last story of each issue is an 8-part continuing. It's the one thread through all 8 issues. But you don't need all 8 issues to enjoy this artist's work. And I am talking about someone who is not alive anymore, and I miss his work, especially every time I pop one of these open and I take a look. I'm obviously talking about Richard Corbin. And this is one of the last series he ever worked on. This was from Dark Horse Comics. This is Richard Corbin's Shadows on the Grave. The goat is right. Now, the covers are all done by him. This is actually a painted cover. It doesn't really look like his style, but that's him. He's getting a little abstract there. The covers are all color, but the interiors are all black and white, okay? But they're all Corbin. More often than not, he doesn't write as much as, like, he's got buddies that adapt, like, weird, like, horror short stories, all that kind of stuff. So, again, I'm going to reiterate. 2/3 of each of these issues are self-contained short stories, okay? So there is 1/3 or 1/4 of each issue is a continuing 8-part story. Sorry, I would love to have had all 8 issues, but let's be honest, each of these are high grade, $5, and I always want to promote Corbin. And if you've never read a Corbin book, if you've never seen his art or what have you, I mean, just grab even one of these and wait to get blown away. They're very mature, they're very adult, they are not for children, but they are twisted and fun. So really quickly, each of these 3 books are high grade at $5. This is issue number 4. It's got Corbin doing scary clowns. This is issue number 5. And issue number 6. That child is not having fun. But I
fucking love that dude.
Love him.
Every time I see it, man. God,
it's a style that is so hard to copy.
You can't.
Right?
Like, nobody can hit that.
It's so distinct.
Oh man.
Like you can't confuse Corbin for anybody else.
And like any of those issues, really any of his work, you don't need. I mean, he has good writers. Like I'm not gonna say, but like you don't need any dialogue.
No.
Like, it's one of those artists that you can pour over that shit for hours, and it's amazing.
Composition, texture, line weight. I mean, it's a masterclass of art.
Cool. Mr. McHale. Thank you, Mr. McHale.
What are we doing?
He's taking all the shadows.
Oh, all right.
Mr. McHale, if you want, we can see if we got more, any other issues, but for sure you got these, man.
Yeah. But again, so the only thing they're going to, like, it's the last story of each of the issues that is part whatever, but don't worry about it because the other short stories that take up the majority of each issue are incredible.
If anybody's interested and has the money as well, Richard Corbin's wife has been selling off original art through the website. She does she'll do a drop and then she gives you maybe a week's notice. Wayne hit me to that.
Oh, really?
So she'll put up what's for sale and then they have a set time for the sale. So it's it first come first serve, but ahead of time. If anybody's interested, it's Corbin art, so it's not cheap.
Yeah. I'll never have the money to really purchase original art at all, but there are very few artists who, if I did have the money, I would want to purchase their work. Corbin is one of them.
Wayne had Corbin.
Yeah, I know.
He traded.
He traded for something, and wasn't it a painted color?
Oh no, yeah, it was it wasn't a page, but it was a full.
But it was full, he showed it to us. Right. It was all acrylic and gouache, and it was so thick.
He got. Well, I'll tell you. Remind me to tell you Wayne's story.
Okay. All right.
About some of his art. I don't want.
All right. We don't want to make anyone's business too public without their consent.
Shout out to Wayne if he's watching.
All right. Real quick. So we have a bunch of books up here and stuff like that. But something I want to do tonight, because I want to do it on each of the holiday trilogy episodes, is we're going to have a series of books that we're going to do half off. Okay. So before we bump up against our second break,
we got 5.
About 5 minutes, okay? Because we're not going to belabor, they're half off. So first we're going to make sure that that's not too important or we haven't done something that has gotten us in trouble. So there are 2, not really series because there are a couple different issues, but we have Swamp Thing and we got The Shadow, okay? And each of these books are going to be half off the Fatjack sticker price, okay? Yeah. So, and now there's nothing super key or anything that nature, but they're cool, they're fun comics and everything like that. And we want to give, the people who watch us on these shows an opportunity that doesn't exist here in the store. All right? So, okay, so Al sounds like he's just doing some business. So let me just really quickly. So here's a couple of this Swamp Thing. Now, this is pre-Saga the Swamp Thing, which was... this is the very first Bronze Age Swamp Thing series. No, we do not have issue 1 or anything of that nature. This is just issue 17. It's only $6, but like I said, these books are going to be half off, all right? So you can get this for $3. This is a very good copy, all right? And then we have issue number 19, all right? That is a Fine Plus copy at $10, so you can get it for $5 tonight only. And then, be patient with us because Al is obviously on the phone. So if any of these interest you, just hit us in the chat. Kyle's also watching, so you will not be missed. All right, now this cover is awesome. This is definitely an image that's going to show up on our Instagram feed at some point. It's the Mirror Monster issue. This is Swamp Thing number 20. This is a Fine Plus copy at $12. So again, that would only be $6 tonight. And then we have issue number 22. Now this one is a very good minus. It's a little beat up, but it's priced at $4, so you can have it tonight only for $2. We're all cool?
Everything's good.
All right.
Kyle, we're not here to promo your show with Barucci. Sorry, we're not doing it.
All right, so Kyle, we got a couple minutes before the break, so let me just do. We have 6 issues of the Shadow here. So this is the very first Shadow DC series from the mid-'70s with Denny O'Neil, Michael Kaluta art, and a couple other artists that come in and help out. Now, again, these aren't super key ones. This is issue number 4. This is part of the Michael Kaluta. This is a very good copy at $6. But again, tonight for the holiday special, it's half off, so it can only cost you $3. And then we have the Shadow number 6. This is a fine copy at $9, so it'll only cost you $4.50. Now this is the last Michael Kaluta art, but more importantly, this is the issue that Michael Kaluta does the pencils, but Bernie Wrightson and Howard Chaykin both do the inks. So you get Kaluta, Wrightson, and Chaykin all in one issue, and it's the Night of the Ninja. So again, Shadow number 6. It's a fine copy at $9, but tonight it will only cost you $4.50.
Can I get number 4?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I guess somehow mark that it's half off. Sorry to make.
I'll put a razor down the middle.
Oh yeah. No, cut the cover in half. That makes sense. Yeah.
You got it, Zayna. Don't worry about it. Zayna, I mean, you'll be here when he comes in.
All right. So this is the Shadow number 7. This is a fine copy at $6. Denny O'Neil is still writing the book, but now you got Frank Robbins on art. Now this is a $6 issue, but again, 50% off tonight, $3.
And the 50% off books do count towards the variant. So Zayn's name is going in.
Oh, no. Again, it was just claim one thing, your name goes in. Doesn't matter the price.
Anything.
All right, anything. If we did dollar books tonight, if you claimed a dollar book, your name would be in the claim.
Now, to be fair, you don't get that until you pay for the book you claim. But that's not going to be a problem, Zane.
Yeah. Next up, Shadow number 8. Again, still Denny O'Neil, still Frank Robbins art. This is a fine copy at $6, but again, half off, $3. And now this one, I think Denny O'Neil has left the book. Excuse me, let me just check my notes real quick. Is this number? Yeah, this is number 9. Okay, so this issue, Denny O'Neil has officially left the book, and Michael Ulsan, I think that's how you pronounce it, Ulsan, he's the new writer. So this is Shadow number 9. This is a fine copy at $6. Now you get a Joe Kubert cover, but Frank Robbins is still doing the interior art. So Shadow number 9, fine at $6, but tonight it can be yours for $3. And last but not least, let me just make sure, this is issue number 11, still written by Michael Uslan, but the interior art is by a gentleman, or maybe a woman by the name of E.R. Cruz. I'm not familiar, but this is the crossover with The Shadow meets The Avenger. Now, this is also, this is a Michael Kaluta cover, so he did come back and do a cover. Now, this is a fine copy of $6, and again, like I said, 50% off tonight, so that's only $3. All right, so with that said, we'll make sure if anything comes up in the chat, but I guess this is a good opportunity, Kyle, to do a break.
To be continued. 3 little words that hold the secret to the next great story. 3 words that will thrill you, confound you, give life to new possibilities. Every variation of To Be Continued is a promise of adventure, a promise of excitement, a promise of unseen wonders and unexplored worlds. A promise that every issue you read makes you a part of a never-ending journey, and behind every page there will be an unopened door waiting for you. This story to be continued at your local comic book shop today. Visit comicshoplocator.com today.
Hey, I'm Garrett Gunn. You might know me from Good Boy, Warcorns, Franklin and Gus, and you're watching The Experience.
And I was like, I guess it's just syphilis then. Sorry.
Yeah, syphilis!
Sorry.
It happens.
It all happens.
Wear protection. For all those teenagers watching us.
Wear protection and adults.
Yeah.
Adults need to be told too.
Yeah. Consent is the first priority, and then be protected.
Wear protection. You guys are adults. Do what adults do.
Yes.
Eat lots of fiber.
Yeah.
Drink lots of water.
When did we become life coaches? Hey, that's how we should cross promote this. We sell comics and we give life advice. Hey.
We could have a show with Henry. He could do financial advice.
Yes, it could be a whole thing.
It, man.
Yeah, we could do trivia. So we could also have a game show at the same time. You know.
No, we can't play games on it.
Oh yeah, we're not allowed, right? But it could be a whole multimedia thing for all that. I wonder if it's changed.
Yeah.
I wonder if we can go back to trying to do games.
Hey Kyle,
what was the whole reason why we weren't allowed to do raffles, and yet that's what we're doing right now? Yeah, weren't we told we weren't allowed to do raffles?
Yeah, but none of those people watch the show anymore.
Great point. There it is. Hey, you know what? We've survived. How the hell are we still here?
We're like cockroaches.
God, we kind of are.
We outlast them all.
What does that say about us?
We're dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Right. That's what Philly breeds.
Yeah, there you go. We just don't know better. We're the guys who are definitely. Oh, real quick. You know what I've gotten really obsessed with lately? How many Scott Adkins movies have you watched? Do you know who I'm talking about when I say Scott Adkins?
The name is familiar.
He's like a British action star. Okay. So Netflix has got a bunch of them, and I got to be honest with you. If you're longing for mid to late 80s action movies, and you don't want to rewatch the same ones over again, and you don't want to convince yourself that they're not as bad as they seem. These movies, so there's on Netflix, there's 2 of them called The Debt Collector and Debt Collector 2.
Okay.
He did a movie called Ninja and Ninja 2, Tears of the Shadow.
These are contemporary?
Oh, dude, they're awesome.
Really?
And he did those movies. Did you ever hear the Undisputed series? With Michael Jai White?
Yeah. And what, Ving Rhames, maybe?
I don't know about that, but Scott Adkins shows up as this Russian MMA fighter in number 2, and then really goes off in number 3, and then number 4 is Boyka, the Undisputed, and there's another movie called Accident Man. No, I'm telling you, if you just want Scott Adkins, Adkins, the dude is awesome. They're great action films.
I tried to watch Hudson Hawk last night.
Oh, okay.
I didn't make it very far. I had fond memories of
I
that
did
as
too.
a child. Yeah, that's a hard one to get. That's a hard one to even start.
I know, and it's funny because I listen to this podcast. It's all about B movies, and they're very positive. They never watch movies they don't like. Even movies where I'm like, that movie sucks, but the way they talk about it is so infectious.
Yeah.
So one of them was Hudson Hawk, and part of it was like, I remember not liking that movie. Maybe I was just being, I was a 14-year-old who's like just crawled up my own ass. Right. So like maybe I was just, let me just go back and, dude, I couldn't get through 10 minutes.
It's hard.
I was like, life's too short.
And I enjoyed it as 10 or 12, whatever the fuck I saw it. But oh my god.
Nah.
They start singing.
Yeah.
The two of them sing. Like, it's ridiculous. On paper, you're like, that sounds crazy.
Because it sounds absurdist and weird.
Like, they time their robberies to a show tune.
Yeah.
And they sing the show tune. But, and there's a lot of good people in it.
No, I know.
Really good cast.
Though, Willis hasn't aged well, let's just say.
I mean,
just like with Gibson.
He's not as charming in that as he thinks he is.
Nah. That's for sure. Anyway.
Back to it. Scott Adkins and Hudson Hawk.
Thank you for allowing. No, but seriously, anyone in the chat, am I completely talking out my ass? I mean, did anyone's like
Mr. Kiernan, like saying you liked Hudson Hawk, you didn't like Monster Squad.
Yeah,
I'm putting it out there, man. I'm sorry.
No, we can't take you seriously.
Like, come on, man.
Especially because you're not here. So, I mean,
that too.
Yeah, so that completely diminishes. See, we take you more seriously when you're in your banana persona. But the moment you become Mr. Kiernan.
Well, let's pose it to the chat. Are you guys interested in movie reviews from someone who doesn't like Monster Squad? I'm just saying, let us know. My man said to hell with Monster Squad.
Who, Kiernan?
You might not be allowed back here.
Uh-oh. To hell? Wolfman's got nards, man. All right, so what do we want to... We haven't really done much DC, so let's slip into our DC really quick. All right, so we have... I was going to make a whole thing about the Mr. O-Ram's O-Face segment again, but it's John Ostrander did a really cool Penguin one-shot. I imagine most of you won't be surprised to hear that this came out right around the time that Batman Returns came out. But this is a fun one-shot, Penguin Triumphant. This is a very fine near mint minus at $6. And then we have an issue from 1990, Suicide Squad number 48. Now this, again, you're like, $30? What the hell? High-grade copies of this and the issue right before it are like $40, $50 books. Because this is, obviously, Batgirl, Barbara Gordon has already become Oracle. There's an issue in this run, about 10 or 15 issues prior to these, that is the first appearance of Barbara Gordon as Oracle, which carries a lot of value. But these two books, issue 47 and 48, also carry a huge amount of value because they're the first time that Joker and Barbara Gordon have been face-to-face fighting each other since Alan Moore's Killing Joke. So there you go. Suicide Squad, issue number 48, very fine near mint minus at $30. And the minus is primarily because I think, a spine stress. Teeny little spine stress. It's so funny. Teeny little spine stress, and I'm like, take $20 off.
That's it, yeah.
Next up, we have Wonder Woman, issue number 1. This is the second Wonder Woman series from the 1980s, made famous by George Perez. Later, Jill Thompson gets a nice run on the book. This is the reintroduction of Wonder Woman, the reintroduction of Ares, the reintroduction of Hippolyta, the first appearance of a couple Amazon characters that everyone's convinced are going to show up in something, even though there's already been 2 Wonder Woman movies and I haven't seen them. But still, this is an iconic George Perez book, iconic Perez wraparound cover, and just generally one of the better 80s, especially mid-80s DC series. This is a fine minus copy at only $8, and also, that is a really good book. And if anyone misses Phil Jimenez's art on the series, gorgeous.
Like this was, if anybody who's read I mean, I gotta say, I'm not a DC fan, but the Black Label stuff I don't think there's been one that's been a miss.
No, because its concept is working, which is, if you're a creator and you've got a good story for an established character, but the story is, let's say, contradictory to whatever the continuity is of the main character's book at that time, who cares? Just tell a good story. So sometimes, let's be honest, sometimes this industry has an issue. Continuity, as much as we love it, and I love good continuity. Oh, you okay, man?
Yeah.
Did you bang?
Yeah.
Oh, we got that Wonder Woman? Nice.
Thank you, Mr. McHale.
All right, Mr. McHale.
Getting injured for you.
Yeah, there you go. But I love continuity. Like the next guy, the reason why the MCU has exploded is because general audiences, because it's still a novelty, really like the idea of interconnected continuity. But when you're talking about characters that have been around for almost 80 years, trying to uphold everything that has ever happened to a character can be, let's call it regressive. It could hold art back, let's call it that. And the one thing I love about the Black Label is, tell me a good story, rock and roll. That's it. That's all there is to it. Also, let us talk about the other Wonder Woman #1 we have. So back in 2010, DC decided that they were going to throw away all continuity, which, I mean, kind of made sense. It's like, okay, I get it. And they were like, yes, continuity, be damned, we're going to toss it all out. Everything's going to start from the very beginning, and it's going to be all new creators who have never worked on these titles before, these characters. And then they hired Rob Liefeld to write and illustrate multiple titles. And Dan Jurgens wrote and drew Superman. And I'm like, what is so groundbreaking and new about the New 52?
People hated that Superman.
Oh, God, they did.
You talk about exposition.
Oh, my God. But one title. But then you have other titles like Swamp Thing and Animal Man, where Scott Snyder and Jeff Lemire were like, screw that. We're just going to continue from Grant Morrison's Animal Man or Alan Moore's Swamp Thing. It's like, what are you talking about?
Animal Man was solid.
No, it was very good. So, but the one title, now again, I'm not the only person who felt this way. Ty used to feel this way. The one book that actually, in my opinion, upheld the supposed mission statement of the New 52 was this Wonder Woman, okay? Brian Azzarello, who was primarily known for crime books, Cliff Chiang, who wasn't really, like, I'm trying to think of what he was known for at that time. Indie books, things.
He didn't have that one book that he was probably a lot of people didn't know who Cliff Chiang was.
Even was at that time.
Because it was primarily indie books. I don't think
But he didn't draw TNA, which at the time, Wonder Woman, when it got canceled, it was just pure TNA.
It was Power Group.
It was, yeah. I mean, that's all. And what they did is they introduced new concepts into the character. They were like, screw all the old continuity. She is actually connected to the old pantheon. She is actually the daughter of Ares and this and that, and created this. And in a way, this series, when Azzarello and Cliff Chiang were working on it, it felt like the most dysfunctional family drama of all time, and it was a spectacular book. Well, this is a first print of the first issue of probably the one title that actually upheld the mission statement for what the New 52 wanted you to believe it was.
They kept a nice run going, too.
Yeah.
It went for a while. Too.
Yeah, they did, before it became exactly what it was not, which was...
Before all the books went back to what they were.
Yeah. Well, remember, and again, I'm not trying to rag on certain... But it became a TNA book after Azzarello and Chiang left. That's just what it was. Anyway, Wonder Woman #1 from 2010 of the New 52 relaunch. A very fine plus copy at $12.
To Mr. Lime, I'm not a big DC guy. Like any of the Black Label stuff, I would just check it out. Like the next time you're at your local shop, just kind of flip through it, see if because it's all kind of different, but it's all pretty dark.
You know what Gary would love? Gary, I'm convinced you would love this. The Other Side of the DC Universe.
Oh, no, that was excellent.
The John Ridley.
Yeah.
Gary, Zanin, if you're in the chat right now, talk up the Other Side of DC Universe to Gary. Was it 5 issues? Black Lightning, Katana, Renee Montoya Question, Bumblebee, and Duncan. And did
But
Did
like,
they refer to him as a token at one point?
for whatever reason, I don't know how to decide the sizing of it either, because it's so random. Like some of them will be comic sizes, like that Batman Imposter is regular size.
Well, also Black Labels become like when they reprint certain Vertigo books, they call them Black Label now. Like if you were to buy Grant Morrison's All-Star Superman, it's now referred to as Black Label. Yeah, so now it's just Black Label is just this is for adults.
It's just the mature line.
It's just the mature line. Yeah. And again, Batman Damned, the infamous first appearance of the Bat Penis, that was a Black Label.
There was the question book that Lemire did.
Oh, that was a good one. The Many Deaths of Vic Sage. Oh, Gary, you would like that. Oh, actually, Gary, I think you have all the original trades, so you might not care about this as much. But for anyone who never read the old, was it Denny O'Neil and Bill Sienkiewicz and Dennis Cohen who were doing the question in the 80s? Because in the new DC Connect, they've solicited, they're putting out a fresh reprint of, I think, the first 15 issues of that mid-80s question series.
God, they're putting out like an omnibus, too.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they're putting out, like, I'm pretty sure there's a...
It's like the entire...
I don't know if it's the entire... Yeah, because Henry's getting it.
Okay.
So, yeah, there's that... They're putting more of the stuff back in print for the question stuff. I don't know. Yeah.
Which is good, because we should do an entire show where we don't sell comic books, but we only complain about all the books that are not in print. Because we have a lot of opinions
do a whole year
about what is not in print and what should be, and why is certain stuff not in print. I mean, come on.
That Catwoman, we still have copies of that too. The Catwoman.
Oh, that is excellent. Yeah, here.
It's only been one issue so far.
But it was, it was this. Let's find that too. Yeah, so speaking of Cliff Chang, this was a Black Label Catwoman series that he is doing the art and writing for, where Catwoman gets out of jail as an older woman after she had killed the Joker. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, so there's an omnibus. It says volume 1.
Okay.
So it's the first 27 issues of the question, Green Arrow Annual, Question Annual, and Detective Comics Annual. So there you go.
So maybe that's the one I'm thinking of. Oh, okay. I apologize. They're doing the omnibuses. Maybe hopefully after the omnibuses they'll put out. But don't trust DC. They have a bad habit. Here we're like promoting it, but at the same time, because again, DC, you burn me so many times where you're like, we're going to complete an entire run of a series. Here's volume 1. Thank you, I bought it. Here's volume 2. Thank you, I bought it. Here's volume 3. I'm going to buy it. Actually, no, we take it back. Volume 1 and volume 2 didn't sell well enough, so screw that. And then you're sitting there with your 2 volumes going, wait, what? I want to finish the book.
Again, I want to try and finish it again.
Speaking of DC, and a book that has never been reprinted in this version, is Superman Forever #1 one-shot. Now, it's kind of difficult to see, but this was very famous. It's really thick. It's this 7-image lenticular hologram that Alex Ross did. So it's actually 7 different images of Clark Kent taking off his glasses, slowly turning, opening his shirt, revealing the Superman logo, and then fully being Superman, and then flying off, okay? Never been done before up until this moment. But what was unique about this issue was at the time, there was the infamous story of Superman Red and Blue, where Superman got separated into 2 beings, and he was an electrical being or something weird. Well, this is the issue, and that's why Alex Ross obviously did the cover and did such a special cover for it, because it was when they brought back the traditional Superman. So this was Superman Forever one-shot from 1998. All right. So Superman was back in the old red and blues. Now this is a high-grade copy at $7. And again, this is a unique lenticular cover that has never been reproduced in this form. So there we go. And speaking of some Silver Age DC, with our boys Jack Kirby and Wally Wood, the inker who should have inked Kirby during his Fourth World. In fact, you want to hear like a Henry statement that almost made my mind explode? So Henry claimed this.
I don't know if I do.
So Henry bought the Fourth World omnibus. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, he's trucking through it too.
Right, and I was bemoaning. I was talking to Seth, and I was talking about Wally Wood and Jack Kirby, the Challenges of the Unknown work they did, and the fact that originally when Jack Kirby came over to DC, DC did a bait and switch on Kirby, where they had promised Kirby that Wally Wood was going to ink Kirby's work. Well, instead, when Kirby started working on the Fourth World cycle, DC got Vince Colletta. And I was talking about how much I don't like Colletta. I don't know you as a human being, guy who's dead, so please don't at me. I'm just not a fan of his inking work, and there's reasons. And I was bemoaning how cool it would have been if Wally would have did it. And that's when Henry from across the store goes, I love Vince Colletta. And I go, what? And he's like, yeah, Vince Colletta was the best inker on Kirby. I was like, dude, you don't even know what you're talking about. He's like, yeah, dude, love him. And just so we're clear, he wasn't just, kicking my balls. Like, he really meant it.
No, I don't know much about social media, but I do know that, like, there's Facebook groups and, like, guys argue who is Kirby's best inker, and there's a good camp for Colletta.
Colletta, yeah.
Like, it's the Liefeld and the Don Heck argument. Like, there's enough here for everybody.
Yes.
That's why I love it so much.
And we're not telling anybody you're wrong, but
I would never tell Henry he's wrong.
Come on, Kirby and Wood? I mean, just look at their Challengers of the Unknown work. So just so we're clear, this is Super DC Giant number 25. This is a fine mid-grade copy at $12. This is a reprint of a lot of the best Jack Kirby, Wally Wood, Challengers of the Unknown stories. And if you're not familiar with what Challengers of the Unknown were, they were the all-male Fantastic Four. So when Lee and Kirby created the Fantastic Four, it's pretty much sort of Challengers of the Unknown, except with a woman. And so the funny thing is, once Fantastic Four started kicking the ass of all the DC books, shock of all shocks, in the Challengers of the Unknown series that was going on at that time, they decided to kill one of the dudes, and they brought in a blonde woman. I wonder what gave them that idea.
Colletta inked that cover.
This cover?
That's so saying Zana.
All right, I believe it, because there's not a lot of interesting going on.
Does any of you guys have a preference? You have a Kirby inker? Does anybody I think only Zana is probably going to answer that. But
probably, because Zana knows what he's talking about.
If you guys have any Kirby favorites, let us know.
Well, speaking of Silver Age, DC, I found another copy of this. Where anyone who watched the show from like a week or two ago, when I got really excited thinking that I actually found the 1961 Secret Origins annual, which was valued around like $600, I was like, oh my God, until I realized, no, this was the reprint that came out over a decade ago. But still, because it's such a key and such a popular issue, and it's, most people are priced out of it, even this reprint has slowly been going up in value. And here we have a high-grade copy of Secret Origins #1, which is the first time Superman and Batman and Robin meet up. First appearance of the Challengers of the Unknown. First appearance of Adam Strange. First appearance of Wonder Woman. First appearance of Martian Manhunter, Flash, Green Lantern, and Green Arrow, and Speedy. The worst name for a sidekick, but that's another story. So this is Special Giant Issue, Secret Origins, high grade, $10. And then we get, now I didn't know this at the time, but over a decade ago, they were doing reprints of all of these Secret Origins from the early 60s. So this is an 80-page Giant Secret Origins issue #8 reprint. Very fine copy at $6. You get the first time the Justice League got together. Aquaman meets up with Aqua Baby. Flash reveals his identity. Robin runs around in skimpy underwear. The Atom dials a phone, and Super Baby beats up Superman. And last but not least, we get even more Secret Origins, but again, a reprint. Now you get the first appearance of Eclipso, the first time Jimmy Olsen and Robin teamed up, first appearance of Hawkman and Hawkgirl, first appearance of Kid Flash, Blackhawk, and one of the very early Hal Jordan Green Lantern issues. So that is a high-grade copy at $8. And since we're talking about the titans of the industry, we would be remiss to forget one of the many goats that exist in this industry, and that is Will Eisner, a man who Al and I met his ghost, a story we've told many times. But this was in the late 60s. Harvey Comic Books produced 2 giant-size issues of The Spirit by Will Eisner. This is issue number 1, a very good copy at $16. It's got some new stories, 8 action stories, but it also has a reprint of the first appearance and origin of The Spirit. And then you get issue number 2, another very good copy at $16. And this is another one that has a couple new stories, reprints a couple first appearances of one of many of the Spirit's, let's say, paramours, but it also has the first appearance and origin of his main villain, the Octopus. There we go.
Man, that stuff's gorgeous.
Oh, yeah. And again, like, I didn't appreciate it as a kid, but once I realized the art form of actual page layouts, Eisner changed the game.
If anybody is not familiar with any of the Spirit stuff, like in 7 pages, man, it's that guy.
Yeah,
he was a fucking marvel.
And talk about a dude who did not shy away from, let's say, uncomfortable social issues.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He, all right. Now, what time?
Before you do that, I think we're good on a break.
We got a break.
And then we'll do the last break. Yeah.
All right, let's do a break.
I think.
Hello. Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome back.
Mr. McHale, you got your Secret Origins, no problem.
All right. So this is our last segment. So there was a few books that we didn't get to tonight, but we'll get to them next week. So for now, what we're going to do, because I teased it a bit, we've already done it with the Swamp Thing and the Shadows. So what I'm going to do is we are going to tackle, so for this last segment, we're only going to do books that are half off. Now, so just so we're clear, when I say half off, I'm not talking about the stuff that's already up here except for these Swamp Things and Shadows, okay? The half off books are going to be what I pull out of this box right now, okay? So the first title that we are going to deal with is The Incredible Hulk, okay? So this is primarily one of the great 90s Marvel runs, one of the longest single run by a writer on a single title with a character is Peter David's Hulk, okay? So what I have here is the back end of Peter David's run and the 6-issue series that occurred when Peter David came back to the book for a brief period of time, like right before the Planet Hulk storyline. All right.
Real quick,
Yes.
Mr. McHale, you got your claim. Don't worry about it. The Secret Origins 8, you're taking care of it.
Okay, cool. We're
all
just
good.
confirming.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
All right. So it's the same thing. We're not going to, if we have things to talk about, or if you guys have anything you want to talk about, or any questions about what I have here, let us know. We'll keep up with that. But primarily, we're going to just sort of, it's the holidays, so we're going to do our little holiday sale. So we're doing 50% off, half off the Fatjack sticker price, okay? So we're going to start out with Incredible Hulk $4.50. Now, it's a very fine copy at $4, so obviously that means if you claim it tonight only, it's $2. Now, this is also the second appearance of the Thunderbolts, but the market hasn't really caught up to that quite yet. It is also the first time that the Heroes Return concept, which was going on at the time, which was when Liefeld and Lee and all the Image guys were working on Marvel books like Fantastic Four and the Hulk and Iron Man and Captain America, blah, blah, blah. Well, Peter David is the writer who would write the Heroes Return miniseries that would bring all those characters back. Well, this is where he starts to tease that idea and prep the audience for when he would do that miniseries. So this is the issue that has the different Heroes Reborn versions of these characters. So, like I said, Incredible Hulk, $4.50, very fine, $4, but that is obviously $2.
Thank you, Mr. Kieran.
All right. And then we get the Incredible Hulk, $4.51. The Hulk Takes Prisoners. This is where he literally takes over an entire island during a hurricane. This is a very fine plus copy at $4. But again, it's $2. So what's a better way? Should I just say the half off price? Like, what's the better way to not be as confusing?
Say what the price is. Say it's $2. We have the price at $4. It's $2 tonight.
Okay, so should I just say the half off price? So tonight only, it's $2.
Tonight's price. Say
Okay, tonight's price. All right. Because I don't want to
To anybody watching the show tomorrow, yeah, it's tonight only.
Tonight only. All right. So I'm going to say the half off price. Okay? Because it's just like so many more words. All right. Hulk Island, Hurricane, enough said. Issue number 452, $2 tonight.
So it's only $1?
You're such an asshole. That's what I'm afraid of.
All right, so that was only $1. All right. Buck a book.
This is when Mike Diodato is working on the title. Incredible Hulk versus Incredible Hulk, $4.53. Very fine. Pretty much all of these are very fine plus, and unless noted otherwise, $2.
Wait.
What?
I don't know.
What's the?
No,
Oh,
good.
you're really fucking with me.
If anybody needs price clarification, let us know. But the price he says is what the book costs.
Yes. Okay. So then we have Incredible Hulk $4.54. Now this was a fun little run where Adam Kubert started drawing the book, and Peter David threw the Hulk into the Savage Land where he fought Wolverine and Kazar. This was a nice little run. Now, this one is $2.50 because it is normally priced at $5. But tonight only, it's $2.50.
So it's $7.50?
You jerk. Incredible Hulk, $4.55. More Adam Kubert, $2.50.
Does anybody have a favorite Kubert of the two Kubert brothers?
Ooh, now we get into a little bit of a key. The only real keys. This is Incredible Hulk, $4.56. Now, it's priced at $6, but tonight it's $3. And the reason why is it is the first appearance of the Hulk as War. So for anyone who doesn't know who Apocalypse is, he always creates different versions of war, pestilence, famine, and death. Well, this is the one where the Hulk becomes War. So there you go, $3.
Which one of these had Kazar?
Oh, that one.
Cool. All right, give us the line.
All right. And then this is another little bit of a key, all right? So this is issue 457, but this is where War Hulk fights the Juggernaut. It's a pretty cool issue. Now this is normally $7, but tonight, $3.50. Now we're back to the $4, so it's $2. So here, issue 458, the Hulk vs. Mr. Hyde, $2. Who shall fear the green Goliath? Why is the Abomination having a panic attack in the sewer? Issue 459, $2. Bruce Banner is back, folks. That's right. Nothing like the nerd crawling up your butt. Issue 460, $2. The Hulk holds up a tank. Haven't seen that image before. Quite novel, don't you think? Issue 462. Now, this is a very fine copy, so it's only $1.50. Hulk Says Next. Issue 463. $2. Oh, now we get a Silver Surfer appearance. Issue 464. Still more Adam Kubert. Hulk versus Silver Surfer, $2. We're getting near the end. The penultimate issue of Peter David's run with a Mike Wieringo cover and illustrated by an artist I've never heard of, Something Brewer. Issue 465, $2.
Mr. Freeze, it's Adam Hughes, I think you're thinking of, is doing the Black Widow covers.
Yes.
Yeah, he did. There's one. I don't know what issue it is, but one of those is like.
Oh, it's the one.
Everybody.
It's most likely it's the one where she's holding the gun and there's the smoke, but the smoke comes up as cleavage of her dress. Yeah.
Cover of the year.
Yeah, because
That's like the Gleason cover from last year.
Yeah. Now this is a really good issue. The next two issues actually are really excellent. The last two issues of the Peter David run. This is 466. This is the issue where Betty Banner dies, and the reason she dies, at first it's set up like a mystery, like she was murdered. No, in fact, being overexposed to gamma radiation for her entire life, almost her entire life, inevitably caused her to have very aggressive cancer. And so inevitably, her loving Bruce Banner is what killed her. So issue 466, $2. And then the final Peter David issue for a long time of his epic 8-year run, issue 467. It gets super trippy, and it jumps ahead in the future because Peter David knew that someone was going to come along and take away everything that he had done. So we kind of wanted to narratively establish some things that he had, up until that point, been very adamant about in regards to his interpretation to the character of the Incredible Hulk. So this is issue 467, the final Peter David issue of his 8-year run, $2.
It's got to be a record, right?
Oh, it's one of the
Like,
longest.
yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah. I don't know if it's in terms of like a
If it's
mainstream Marvel
still
DC.
holds, like as a.
It's got to, man.
I mean, 8 years on one title.
Yeah.
And that wasn't the only thing he was doing, was it?
No.
Like he did.
He's doing a lot of Star Trek now. No, he's doing a lot, yeah. No, he's doing. Now you get Joe Casey. He comes in for the last leg of Volume 1 of Incredible Hulk, but you also get early Javier Pulido art. This was a fun, weird era of the Incredible Hulk series. Issue 468, $2. The Hulk versus the Super Adaptoid. More Javier Pulido art. Good times. $4.69, $2. Ooh, now you get some early Ed McGuinness art coming on. The Hulk versus the Circus of Crime, a group that he fought a lot in his early days. This is issue 470. Now this one actually has a little bit more value at $5, so tonight it's only $2.50. I would have been shocked if those two didn't go. No, dude, they're emotional, like they're heavy. And then we get 471, more Ed McGuinness art, more fighting the Circus of Crime. Now again, this one has a little bit of value at $5, and so it's only $2.50. Now at this point, when it comes to the Incredible Hulk title, part of what gives them a little bit of value is the book is not selling at all. I mean, it is dying on the vine at this point. And so these are starting to get into that low print run, scarcer than other previous issues kind of thing. So here you go. One of Greenskin's greatest foes returns, and you'll never believe why, and I bet you won't even be able to tell who that guy is. 472, 250. 473, the Watcher shows up. You know it's going to be a fun time when he shows up, because what does he have to watch? Now this is a very fine copy, which is why it's only $4. But again, it's $2 tonight. I like the watch. All right, now this one I wish was in better condition. This is the final issue of Incredible Hulk, Volume 1, by Joe Casey and Javier Pulido. Kind of retells a little bit of the origin with some new ideas and everything like that. This is issue 474. Now, this copy we have here is only a mid-grade fine, which is why it's only $4. But high-grade versions, because it was such a low print, that they can go for around $15. Now, a lot of this is not just because of Peter David, but it's also because I love Lee Weeks as an artist. And so when Volume 2 of the Hulk, after the completion of Volume 1, John Byrne was writing the series. Ron Garney did the art. Later, Paul Jenkins took over. John Romita Jr. did the art. And then that led to the Bruce Jones, Lee Weeks run of the Hulk, which was when it was sort of like The Fugitive meets X-Files. And then Mike Deodato came on doing the art for a little while and stuff like that.
Was that when? Sorry.
No, go on.
No, was that when they get the? Or no, that was incredible later on when they started doing those homage covers.
No, that was during that where Terry Andrews.
Yeah, they
he was doing like the Where the Wild Things Are and like Rock of
Now. And
yes,
stuff.
Yes, that is Volume 2. Yes,
those are great covers.
Yeah, they are. But at the time, some people really liked those series, the Bruce Jones stuff. Other people hated it because you won't be surprised to find out. But you would go like 5 or 6 issues before Hulk ever showed up. It was like one of those where they kept teasing and that this was like early 2000s where Marvel's trying to come out of the doldrums. Bill Jemas and Joe Quesada were the editors. They were running the thing. And this is when people started talking about the deconstruction of the comic book, where everything was trade baiting, where like you would read an issue of a comic and nothing would happen because it was technically a chapter of a bigger story. Anyway, I mean, people have their opinions, but that was at that time. I get it. If you only picked up a Hulk book to watch the Hulk destroy cities and beat people up, the Bruce Jones run of the Hulk would have been insanely frustrating. But big fan of Lee Weeks' art, and so at the time, during that Volume 2, they put out an annual called Hulk Chapter 1, the 1999 annual. This is where John Byrne does his own sort of retcon version of the Hulk origin, self-contained story. But again, great Lee Weeks art. $2. And then when Peter David came back to the Hulk title, prior to Greg Pak, his whole Planet Hulk storyline, he did a 6-issue or 5-issue series and then a one-off before they did, I think, like House of M or some weird tie-in thing. But they did this little series called The Tempest Fugit. It is, I don't want to try to spoil it too much, but let's just say that the villain Nightmare plays a role. It is very obviously influenced by the island in Lost. And you get the first appearance of Nightmare's daughter. Can you guess her name? Anyone?
Nightmare Jr.
No, Daydream. Ah.
That fits.
Now this one is actually it's only $1. No, it's priced at $2, but it's only $1 tonight because it's a fine minus. Primarily because as I was looking through the issue and looking at the Weeks art, I didn't realize that the centerfold was that loose, and I turned the page and the centerfold just popped out. And I went, God damn it!
I mean, it would have happened to the customer.
Yeah. So instead of paying $4 for it originally and then maybe $2 tonight, instead you can get it for $1. But again, this is a fun little story. So that's issue 77, $2 or $1. And then you get, boom, issue 78, where Green Hulk fights Gray Hulk, $2.
Who did that go?
Lee Weeks.
Oh, Lee Weeks.
These are all Lee Weeks, man. Yep, all Lee. This is issue 79, where the Hulk fights Fin Fang Foom, $2. And then you get 80, where Hulk fights Wolverine, $2. And then you get, obviously, heavily inspired by Frank Frazetta. Lee Weeks even apologizes to him on the cover. The final part of the Tempest Fugit storyline, Incredible Hulk, 81, $2. And then a little one-shot with some gorgeous Jay Lee art, cover and interiors, issue number 82, $2.
What was it? 70? I gotta look now.
Okay.
Oh, 474.
474. Hold up one second. 474. 474. Oh, that's the final one. Yep.
Thank you, Mr. McHale.
Here you go. All right. Cool. So that is our Incredible Hulks. Little Peter David there for you. All right. So let's say we got about 10 minutes before 8, but we do have to do our variants. So I'm going to do one more 50% off, half off little sale thing. And let's do World's Finest. So 1 second. All right. Let's grab some of these World's Finest I have here. All right. Okay, here we go. Now again, same thing. These are half off the sticker price. So the price I'm going to say is the half off price. Okay? We're all clear? So, first up, World's Finest 129, one of the earliest Joker Lex Luthor team-ups. This is a good minus copy. This is an incredibly old book. Not in the best condition, but you could have it for only $5 tonight. World's Finest 164. Superman and Batman like to shoot women, but thankfully Robin's like, hey guys, don't do that. This is a fine copy, $8. Ooh, we got a little Neil Adams cover. World's Finest have a lot of really cool Neil Adams covers. Now, this is a very good minus copy, primarily because there are some loose pages. This is issue 174, and once again, Batman and Superman were pointing a gun at a young woman, but now guns are being pointed at them, and they're all like, no, don't shoot us, babies. So this is only $4 tonight. And then we get another Neil Adams cover of Batman and Superman pointing at each other accusatory, which seems to be kind of a trope of World's Finest covers. This is issue 183. This is a very good minus copy, only $3.50. And then we get, is this Adams? I don't know if this is Adams, but this is 189. Are they giving each other kidney transplants? What's happening here? Heart transplant? Super heart. Oh, Superman's dead and he's going to give his heart to Batman. That's it. $189. Fine minus copy, $4. What are we looking for?
174.
That's that one. You got it. Yep.
Package ain't it?
Oh, another Neil Adams cover. This is 208. This is a fine minus copy. Peril of the Planet Smashers. But instead of Batman, you get Superman and Dr. Fate. This is 350.
I get 129.
129.
If you please.
Yeah, 129. This is fun. Sorry it's not in the best condition, but still, that's cheap for a really cool cover. And then we get, now this is when Metamorpho is doing some of the backup features. This is World's Finest 219, a fine plus cover at only $5. Oh, we got some Super Sons. World's Finest, issue 221. This is a very fine copy at $7. Oh, now we're into the giant, the 100-page giant section of World's Finest. Issue 225, fine minus copy at $6. Now you get some Rip Hunter, you get some Vigilante, you get some Superboy, some Black Canary. What else? Some Jimmy Olsen and Robin team up. Cool. A lot of bang for your buck, that's for sure. Let's just stand these up a little better. Okay. All right. Look, Metamorpho is a door handle. I don't know why that's funny. This is issue number 226. A fine copy. So that's $7.50. $7.50. You get some Superman, Batman, Metamorpho, some original Golden Age Sandman, some Deadman, some Eclipso, some Martian Manhunter. These 100 pages were really chock-a-block full. Issue number 227. This one will run you $12.50. $12.50. 227. You got, this is a fine, very fine minus copy. Deadman, Superman, Batman, Vigilante, DC heroes from the motion pictures, Rip Hunter, something to do with a demonic duo of Penguin and Joker, and I don't know what the hell's going on there. We got 228. This is a fine plus copy. This will run you $8.50. Batman, Superman, Superboy, Eclipso, Vigilante, Metamorpho, Aquaman. They were really pushing Vigilante at this time. They're like, please buy the Western comics. Now we're past the 100 pages, the giant size. Now we're back to issue 236, where Superman is being a dick and he's going to smash the Atom. Why? No idea. But it's only $3. And then we got 237. Fine copy, $3.
You have 219.
219. Yes, there you go. Issue 240. $2. For a guy who doesn't like using guns, on World's Finest covers, Batman sure points a lot of guns at people. Issue 243, a fine plus copy at $4. It looks like the Easter Island statues, except as Cyclopses. 242, Batman and Superman are getting whipped by a dominatrix. Anyone want to hear that story? No. 242, only sets you back $4.50, and it's a very fine copy. 255, some Demon Superman or Batman. Now this one is a 68-pager with Superman, Batman, Green Lantern, Shazam, Black Canary, and the Creeper. Fine copy at $3. Oh, now this is where World's Finest was rebooted. You get a really cool Frank Miller cover, inked by, Dick Giordano. This is issue 285, very fine plus copy. Only set you back $2.50 tonight. All right, we're almost at the end. Now you get a Walt Simonson cover of issue number 291. This is a very fine copy, $2. Which issue are we looking for?
226.
226 is, bear with me. That is, I'm pretty sure this one. Yep, there you go. 226, the Metamorpho door handle issue.
I get 285.
285. And that is the Frank Miller cover. Yep. There you go.
Thank you, Duke, coming in at the last.
Hey, Duke, what's up, buddy?
What's up, man?
All right. Now we get an Ed Hannigan and a Klaus Janson cover. This is issue number 292, a fine copy, and it'll only set you back $1.50. All right. And now we end with one of the cooler World's Finest miniseries. 3-issue miniseries called Legends of the World Finest, written by Walt Simonson, but more importantly, all painted by Daniel Brereton. So there's issue number 1. High-grade copy, only set you back $3. Issue number 2. Now this one's a very fine minus, primarily because we got a crease down here. So that one will only be $2. And Legends of the Finest, number 3. High-grade copy at $6. And in fact,
how much for all 3?
I was going to say, all 3, $5. $5 for all 3. So, think on it. All right. So I guess that pretty much brings us.
That's it.
Oh, that is it. We're done. So now we have to, as I say goodbye, we are going to do a raffle. We're going to do our store show variant. And we're going to get out of here as fast as possible in case anyone is after us. So let us just not belabor the point. Let's just get into it. So who is winning our Aftershock Ambassador exclusive? It is... Are you kidding me? What the...
All right. You got it. You picked it.
I picked male genitalia.
Yeah, well, it was a 1 in 10 shot, and he got it.
Really? Did you put one of them in there?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, now I filled the whole bag with them. I'm sorry. Here, wait. All right. Here's the real names.
All right, I can't actually show this on
It's
screen.
like the worst drawn penis ever.
Hey, but people are gonna know. What is this here? So this name is Gary Lime. All right, Wordman.
He didn't win the last one, did he?
No, that was Art Hunter.
Cool.
So Gary, you are getting our Maniac of New York. The Bronx is Burning. Dan Panosian Aftershock Ambassador exclusive variant. That is all yours, buddy. Thank you very much, as always. And now we're going to do something I don't think we've ever done in the experience before, which is to give away the store show variant. So Al, who do we think is getting our holiday-themed store show variant?
Longtime friend of the show and Gru fan club member, Howard Hertz.
Mr. Howard Hertz. Here you go. You are winning this store show variant. You get not only the Gru holiday, he's upsetting a lot of orphan children, that's for sure. But if you want to get really weird about it, you even get a back cover of Alf.
Cool as hunk.
Cool as hunk. All right, so where's there's the pen. Let's do, for anyone who's only watched some experience, never seen this before, Al and I sign and date the store show variant. This is our certificate of authenticity. So here we go. Fatjack's. Happy holidays. All right, and there's mine.
To everybody who watches Mike's show, I'm not sure.
Oh, there's only one show.
There's only one show?
Okay, so Mike and Al, they used to do 3 shows, they now do 1. That show will be Monday, 4 through 6 on the Comic Book Shopping Network on Facebook. So for anyone who wants to check in with Al and Mike, they have 1 show now, not 3.
Thanks, Mike.
I'm really happy for Mike's mental health. So again, it'll be on the Comic Book Shopping Network on Facebook, Monday, 4 through 6.
The link's in our Facebook page.
Yes.
The link to the Instagram is on our Facebook page. The link to this show is on our Facebook page. New books come out Wednesday.
Yep. And we'll be back next Sunday, the local show on our Facebook page, 4:30 through 5:45. Back on the experience from 6 to 8. That'll be part 2 of our holiday season trilogy. We'll have a few more 50% off sort of title runs. I'll try to find as many spotlight books as I can. Who knows? Maybe something will get optioned this week and boom, something explodes. But until then, thank you everybody for hanging out with us. We really appreciate this. Have a wonderful week. Take care of yourselves. Be well. Peace.